Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here to do a Real Housewives of Potomac Season 4 Reunion Part 2. It really wasn't much and nothing. I'm not going to hold you guys long. This episode was truly a farce, with the exception of the wonderful fact that Karen continually, continually kept checking Gizelle. It was great. It wasn't everything it could have been, but it was enough to just keep me energized and excited for this whole episode. Welcome back to all my new subscribers, all my day one honeybees. I am so glad to have you here. Thank you guys so much for hitting that thumbs up button. Everybody knows that's like saying, hey, Miss Honey. And always, of course, commenting down below. I love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. So let's talk about it really quick. The show opens and it is about Monique and Candice, basically. You know, what transpired between Monique and Candice, in that Candice spent a good deal of time repeating things that Monique had said, innocently to Gizelle. And it was a great point that if Monique is your friend, why would you go and tell her arch nemesis? Now, I don't know that Gizelle is Monique's arch nemesis. I think you have to actually be cognizant of a person's presence. I don't think Monique puts that much energy into Gizelle, especially after losing her baby and then carrying another baby and all of that. I just don't think she puts that much energy into Gizelle. I don't think she mind pulling Gizelle's coattail, but it was a very good point. Of course, Monique goes to tell her part, and Candice she's just Dorothy Jr. Like, she is Dorothy Jr. She is her mother's daughter. She overtalks, she minimizes, she takes very little accountability. She likes to explain why she did something. It doesn't matter that what you did was wrong. You feel like explaining why you did it justifies you doing it. It does not. And usually she doesn't really have a leg to stand on some of these issues, so she just over talks. Like, she's not going to let you get a word in edgewise. It is infuriating. It is frustrating. And honestly, it just it it's pointless. It's pointless to bring a topic up if it can be discussed. It's pointless to ask people to send in questions if the questions never get answered. Like, it's just pointless. These are questions that Andy could ask, and and then just stand back and let them just squawk at each other. Like, it's ridiculous. They talked about Robyn, her flipping the house. She was expecting to get about 66,000 in profit. She only got, a little less than half of that. And she says she wants to continue on flipping. They talked about those underwhelming tattoos that her and Juan got, which, pause, all the husbands that had beards look so unkempt. I don't know. I just feel like, Chris included, they could get those beards combed and groomed and lined up, darkened. Even with Chris having gray, they need to put some shimmering lights or something in that beard. Like, they all look so 1970s porn starish. Like, Uncle Jessup, shout out to Forest Rocks, Ray, who is Karen's husband. He really is like Grady. His beard is like Grady from Sanford and Son. Like, it just could be so much nicer if they would just keep it up. Like, it's just, anyway, I just wanted to put that sidebar out there. They also talked about, like I said, the underwhelming tattoos that she got between her and Juan. Like, I don't even want to go into all of that. It's ridiculous. Why should we talk about it? Robyn is literally the mascot of mediocrity. Like, she's the face of mediocrity. Point blank period. They talked about Gizelle, how Gizelle ran up in her house warming. Robyn don't care. Robyn's, to me, her overall point for being on the show is quantifying everyone else's thoughts. Like, this, I think what she meant when she said this is, shut up, be quiet, shh, hush. You have nothing to say. You have nothing to lend to the situation. I mean, the stuff you should have been talking about, you was holding. So her and Gizelle just kept doing that. Two people are having a conversation and trying to talk, and they're interjecting. And what they're interjecting with is their sidebar conversations that they've had in sidebar, and they're throwing it in there, what they think the other person said, or what this person actually, like, be quiet, hush. That whole couch looked like somebody had took grandmama's bed pillow and slid it, and all the feathers was just everywhere, and baby's breath and chicken feathers and old lady lace, brocade lace. That whole side of the couch just was giving me Madam. Y'all remember Madam from what was the name of the show? Oh, dog, Solid Gold. Oh, that whole side of the couch was giving me Madam from Solid Gold. Anyway, they talked about Karen and Gizelle's relationship and how everybody likes that they make up to break up. I think Karen is serious, though. I think she is serious about how she feels about Gizelle. I don't think she's going to ever let Gizelle get back close with her again. I don't think Gizelle really cares as long as Karen plays the game. What's so funny is that Gizelle has hit below the belt repeatedly. And I know Beautiful Soul has said this in her Real Housewives of Potomac reviews and podcast. Y'all check out Beautiful Soul Speaks, and I think the channel she's working on now is Beautiful Soul Speaks 2, so you guys check her out if you haven't already. She gives great commentary on these ladies. Gizelle just sort of plays dumb, like when Karen is calling her out. And I think she does that because she doesn't want Karen to go on and on and on about the situation. But I don't understand. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying, do you think that if Candice wasn't on Gizelle's good side to a certain degree, that she wouldn't be bringing up the fact that Chris got a son that he never see? Okay, you think she wouldn't be bringing that up? You wrong. She would. And I don't know why people don't bring up the fact that it has been rumored that Jamal Bryant got babies out here that he had on Gizelle while they was married. Nobody brings that up. Nobody throws that up in her face. And this is the reason why she never shuts up. This is the reason why she never stops. This is the reason why she sits high up on her horse and looks down at everybody, because y'all not reminding her that she's human too, that she bleeds too. But I digress. I feel like I say that every week. Monique and Gizelle then talk about how Gizelle came in the house. Robyn didn't have nothing to say about Gizelle, the way Gizelle came in the house. She had something to say at that moment. It was clear that her and Gizelle had talked about that off camera. They had agreed they was going to squash it on camera and move on from it. That is a unified front. It's no reason for us to talk about it. But Monique and Gizelle on the other hand didn't feel like she owed Monique anything. Monique was like, you was 0 to 100 like real quick on the smallest thing. Like, you don't even investigate. Well, I was told. I was just like, okay, you was told. We was told too. All right. Anyway, it just seemed like by the time they got to Monique and Gizelle, it was like 8:40. I was just like, they're not going to talk about this husband thing this episode. Sure enough, they didn't. They skated around Dickgate. They talked about the fact that Robyn heard Mike say that, yeah, I'll suck his peen. And she finally confessed after poking and prodding that it was, in fact, Juan, which I think we all knew. I mean, why would he want to suck Ray's peen? He might as well suck his own peen. If he gonna suck Ray's peen, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you seen one wrinkled Enos, you've seen them all. If you've seen one hideaway Enos, you've seen all hideaway Enos. Just anyway. Um, so they talked about that. Shockingly, they talked about, and Andy Cohen just acting like he had no idea. So your producers ain't coming to you at all and telling you that he grabbing booty. Like, Ashley tried to get on Gizelle about some of the things that she had said. It seemed kind of by default because she went the whole show acting like she was Gucci with Gizelle. So it was peculiar, but I think she had no choice. She had Karen over there in her ear, poking and prodding her. And Gizelle was the safe place to land because she knew she wasn't going to be able to talk to Candice at all about the situation. Well, come to find out, Michael is rumored that a lot of the producers are complaining that he does, in fact, grab their bottoms. And people have seen it. Gizelle says she asked him to stop. Now, in what capacity, I don't know. You know, maybe she said it kiddingly. Maybe he took it kiddingly. I don't know. But apparently, a lot of the ladies actually saw him grabbing. They have some footage of him with his back turned and it's kind of scooped a little bit after a producer, like he's grabbing. And he clearly was telling someone that he wanted to give that Georgia Dome, you know what I'm saying, to Juan. Like, it is so embarrassing. It is humiliating. And if your husband does not realize that it is embarrassing and it is a humiliating, Ashley, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel, I don't know what to tell you. Your husband is a whole rogue out here. Okay, he's like a wild animal, and basically he needs to be put down in the sense that they need to take him off the show. I don't know that I want Ashley gone, but I don't have to see Michael ever again. I don't think it's necessary. Now, if they a package deal, then both of them can poof be gone as far as I'm concerned, because it's no reason for you to be around here touching people. And I think people feel differently about it. Now, Karen is genuinely shocked, and she's disgusted from a victim standpoint because she was a victim. But I think the tables would be reversed. It would be different if the tables were reversed and it was women he was out here touching in a sexually aggressive manner. It would be different. I think the outrage would be completely different. It's almost funny to people, but you just think about, you're doing your job, you're trying to go about your business, and somebody is constantly trying to grab your bottom, like you don't know when you walk past. I think that's probably, to me, one of the most humiliating, terrifying things a person can go through, is knowing they gotta walk a certain way or go past a certain point, and they gotta pass an individual, or they may pass an individual who has a propensity for touching them aggressively. I used to feel that way all the time about certain guys in the church, certain deacons in the church. I would just dodge, because I knew I couldn't shake their hand. I knew I couldn't skate by them. Like, they always insisted on grabbing and holding and hugging, like in this really sexual manner. And it just became this thing where you just, you walk all the way around to avoid them. Like, it's hard to explain, but I can imagine from the men's standpoint that it's a humiliating thing that he's doing to them. And I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny at all. You know, fetishes aside, if he's out here doing that, they shouldn't have him on this show. And Andy acting like he absolutely had no idea, I call bull crap. Y'all tell me what you think. Y'all put it down below. The men were just getting ready to come out when after they had this discussion. They will not talk about it until part 3 of the reunion, so you guys stay tuned for that. And that's it for Real Housewives of Potomac. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know what you guys think of everything. Put it down below. Wasn't that a weird comment that Candice made about that Chris said Gizelle, what if he wanted to eat? I was like, you better watch Gizelle and Chris. Candice, you better watch Gizelle and Chris, because I've seen a couple of things with Gizelle and Chris that I'm not comfortable with on her side and his side. You best keep your eye on them. Y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I holla.